Hello everyone, welcome back to Moonday. I am Jamie Mendez, spiritual intuitive and oracle. This is my weekly Moonday Oracle Message, and I want to test this out before I really get into it because I'm having a little bit of difficulty with the live. I can see that people are popping in, and I can see they tune in, but I cannot see comments at this time. So can someone send a comment and just let me see? Because when I was able to pull it up on my phone, I was able to see there was comments. Oh, now I see it says somebody liked. Thank you, Donna. I can see that it shows that you did, and I can see that Bree and Dawn are actually tuning in. So maybe there's a delay with the comments. There we go. First comment I saw was Flo. Welcome, Bree. Thank you. Yes, it's working. All right, Mercury, come on. Help a sister out. Don't start. You just showed up. Chill out. All right. We're going to talk about Mercury in a minute if you haven't already figured that one out. Hi, Noreen. Happy Moon Day. Good evening, Dawn. Welcome. Hi, Leah. Welcome, beautiful. Happy you're able to make it. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well. So while everybody's popping in, I'm just going to go ahead and try to share really quickly. And if I have not said hello to you or answered your comments, please know that I'm not ignoring anyone. Facebook ordinarily gives me a bit of a hard time with those comments. But now add in Mercury, and it's rather interesting. Okay. See if I can share this. Dawn, I hear you. I uploaded, or I'm trying to upload a reading today for a client, and ordinarily shorter readings, it's probably like a 15-20 minute reading. They usually take like 10 minutes to upload. Doesn't really take that long. It's been going for hours. It finally just uploaded right before I went live. So for sure, something's happening. Which is like, really, why do you have to live up to your stereotype, Mercury? Seriously? It's not a stereotype, that's why. All right, almost done with the share here. Welcome, Karen. Welcome, Sandy. Hey, Shelly. Welcome, beautiful. Okay, just about done. All right. Hope that was a success. Let me see if I'm able to see everyone's comments here. Oh, Donna, wonderful. Oh, that's so amazing. I'm so excited for you to be taking this. We get to finally meet. So I will check with that afterwards. If you don't hear from me, just reach out and be like, hey, Jamie, did you get my deposit? I'll check on that just to confirm for you then, okay? All right. See if I missed anything or anyone. Hey, Ange, welcome, love. Hey, Greg, welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. So let's all set positive intentions for Mercury to allow this technological transmission to go smoothly without interruption or delay. I should probably call in the big guy, Archangel Michael. I do ask you to also assist in allowing this transmission and technological venture to successfully proceed without delay. Thank you. And so it is. All right. Yeah, it does. Really does. And we're going to talk all about that, as you know, because it's a huge part of the empathy forecast this week. So welcome everyone to Moonday. I am Jamie Mendez of Magical Me. Every Monday, as long as divine timing allows, I do like to come on here and go live with a message using my oracle cards as well as my own intuitive abilities for higher guidance for the collective. So for all of us to basically understand the energy of the week, what we most need to know about the week going into it, because when we have that awareness, it gives us a foot in the door with how to really maneuver through the energy to go with the flow is really the main purpose of this. Because when we resist natural order and flow, it does make things very difficult and challenging for us. So having that insight as to know how we can just kind of flow with the energy and the universe, it does make things a bit easier for us. So awareness is key. So that's why I like to do these readings, and I do set the intention that all who are meant to hear this reading will find their way here. So it does not matter if you are watching this live. It doesn't matter if you're watching this on replay, even months or years from now. You are hearing exactly what you need to hear in exact divine timing. Okay, so it is not personalized readings. These are more of an overview of, I guess they would say, like a generalized reading, and it will resonate with everyone uniquely to their own situations and how they most need to hear it or resonate with it. I do offer private readings, but you can message me privately for those. We are not doing that here today. Those readings, again, are all listed on my services on my page. Also, Oracles of the Light is my sister business. You could check out their page as well. We also offer a variety of readings, and I will be talking about the one that we currently have going on as a special in a moment. So again, all positive messages here, nothing negative. It's all about the higher good. So I like to talk about news and announcements first, anything I have going on here at Magical Me or over at Oracles of the Light with my sisters. And then I like to do the empathy forecast. So we'll talk about the energy and what is going on within the energetic world today. And then I like to do the Moonday reading, which I'll pull a card. We'll talk about the message that comes through. And then we do a mudra, which I will talk more about when we get there. All right. Hey, Meredith. Yes, so go with the flow. We've got to be, if not, it doesn't work out well, So thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Bree. That was a beautiful gift from Lindsay. Hi, Angel. Welcome. Miss anything else? Okay. So first and foremost, I will talk about really briefly news and announcements. As you know, the month of February was the first month that Oracles of the Light and I offered our newsletter. And so this newsletter has an array of information for each month. So it gets launched once at the beginning of every month. It is free to subscribe. You can go over and subscribe to it on our website, which is www.oraclesofthelight.com, and it should pop up immediately. Also, if you go onto our Facebook page, Oracles of the Light, from a desktop or a laptop, you can sign up. You'll see at the list of the tabs on the side, I think it says email sign up. You can sign up right there. If you cannot access either of those options, message us. We'll send you the link to sign up if you want. So what you get with the newsletter is we focus on a theme for the month. February is all about love. So we did a little bit of focusing on self-love because that is the most important sort of love that there is. So we do little snippets of tips and tools and what you can do to bring self-love into your life. We also talk about any events that are coming up that you can look for. Maybe you want to sign up for some classes. So we have online classes that are now being offered as well. There are little messages from Spirit, so kind of like pull a card for the month with a Spirit message on there. Because this month was the main focus surrounding the goddess Bridget and the season, or I should say the celebration of Imbolc, we talked a little bit about that and explained how that does impact us and how you can work with that energy. So there's going to be a lot of stuff, and every month it's going to be different. And we're also talking about next month offering some freebies or giveaways to people who are specifically signed up or subscribed with the newsletter. So if you're not already subscribed, you might want to go over and check it out. Get yourself subscribed. It costs nothing. You can also unsubscribe whenever you don't, if you're one of those people who's like, yeah, well, you know what, I might not check my email, or I don't really like to get a lot of emails. Again, we're only sending it once a month. Shouldn't get it more than that. But again, there's always that option to unsubscribe if it's just not your thing. So we have a special going on for readings at this time. Those of you who have followed our readings, hi Heather, hi Deborah, welcome. Hi Carmela. Those of you who follow our readings know that last year we introduced the 3 Fates readings, and that is a reading from each of the 3 oracles, myself, Lindsay, and Karen. And we try to keep it really pertinent to what's going on at the time. So this month we are actually offering a Fates of Relationships and Romance reading. So for $60, you actually get 3 15 to 20 minute readings from each oracle. And it's the relationships past, present, and future. So one oracle gives you information, and these are all pre-recorded videos, I should say. So you can watch them back as often as you want. There are 3 separate videos that we record, and then we send them over to you privately. And one will be focused on the past, which will be all about how your past relationships are kind of affecting or impacting this present moment. How the present reading will then talk about what you most need to know about romance and relationships that you're in your life at this time. And then the near future will focus on what might be coming in should you have taken the guidance from the previous 2 readings. Okay, so that's a really fun reading. And again, you're getting 3 readings for the price of 1. So $60. If you're interested, it is still going on, and it will be done at the end of February. We won't offer it again until next year. So if you're interested. Oh, and you can go over to Oracle's page, or you can just message me too if you're interested in that reading. Let's see what else we have going. I'm going off memory, guys, so just bear with me. Hey, Liz. Hey, Freddie. Welcome. Happy Moon Day. Let's see. So February 22nd, we have, I'm teaching Reiki level 1. So Yusoi Reiki level 1. For those of you who are not familiar with Reiki, it is a form of energetic healing for the overall well-being of the mind, body, and soul. The deadline actually was yesterday, although I did just accept one last registrant today. So if you're interested, if you message me today, again, you do have to be in local to me in the Easton, Pennsylvania area. If you are interested and you message me today, I will allow it. Otherwise, I have to cut off the deadline because I do have to order books and supplies. So that is being offered February 22nd in person. It is a certification training course. And also, let's see what else we have going on. So a while back, Oracles and I launched our a monthly dream oracle group. And it was really a dream interpretation group where we provided different topics and discussions, and we talked about all the different types of dreams, how to set dream intentions, how to understand the different types of dreams that are coming in between release dreams, shadow dreams, visitation dreams, prophetic dreams, past life dreams, timeline jumping, how to even remember your dreams. We've given tips and worked with that. So we kind of launched that to see where that went and how well it did, and it did really well. And so thank you to all of you who have been participating in that. We have just decided to close down that group, and now we have launched it online. So it is all pre-recorded. The classes or the discussions are already recorded, and it is a dream interpretation course. So for $55, you will receive a bundle package for this course. And you watch these videos in your own time, in the comfort of your own home. You get 12 different videos on 12 different dream topics. We do give you activities to do to help you with remembering your dreams and the different types of dreams. We also give do-it-yourself activities that you can do to encourage more dreaming, lucid dreaming, etc. So there's a lot of information. We also host this, anybody who purchases it, we host it in a private Facebook group now for you to have live support. So you go through the videos, watch them in your own time, and when you have dreams, if you want some insight, if you would like to get some feedback or ask for help interpreting, the oracles are there for your one-on-one assistance. So again, 12 videos for $55. It is available all the time All you have to do to purchase that is go over to our website, www.oraclesofthelight.com. On the tabs, go to online courses, and you will find it at the very top, the Dream Interpretation course. Okay? It's a mouthful, but let's see if there's anything else. I think that's it for February, but March 6th, we have our magical soul brother coming from Glastonbury, England, Tor Webster, who is a spiritual channel and healer for the Christos energy or Christ consciousness, which is really essentially all about love consciousness and the way of love. So he will actually be at Oracles of the Light March 6th, 7th, and 8th, offering for all 3 days one-on-one personal channeling sessions. So if you're interested, I encourage you to hurry up and try to book those because we only have a few spots left. People have been booking up their sessions already. So again, we only have a few slots. And he's only able to get to so many while he's here, but we do have some remaining for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So again, if you're interested, let me know. If you want more information, the events have been created on both Magical Me and Oracles of the Light, where you can read a little bit more about Tor Webster and who he is and how he came about doing what he's doing. Also, he's going to be offering Friday night only, March 6th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. He will be offering a group channeling session that is open to anybody who wants to attend. Just kind of give us a little note. Let us know we can be expecting you. Offering for anybody, and he's going to do a group channeling the Christos energy, and really giving us guidance and information regarding earth healing and this ascension that is happening in the planet right now. And then he will guide us all to do an actual earth healing together. So he is wonderful. I've been working with Tor for about 3 years now, 2.5 years. And, everybody knows I go over to Glastonbury with Karen, and we travel over there and we work with him. And then he comes back here once a year. So this is our second time having him back. And he's really wonderful. And the information that he brings forth is very different. It's very unique, and it's very pure. So if you feel called, you'll know it. Reach out to us and let us know you'd like to attend, okay? Meredith says, will the group channel have the ability to join in via live video? Just curious. We actually had someone ask us the last time, and I did not get to talk to Tor about that because he is busy touring right now, and so his availability has been very limited. But when he gets here, I will talk to him. I do know that we have plans at the very least to try to record it if we can't go live. I still have to get the okay from him, but it is our hope. So we'll see what happens, okay? But I will thank you for bringing that up because then I can tell them there's quite a few people interested as well, okay? Hi, Robin, Sarah, and Tracy. Welcome. Beth, welcome, beautiful. Yeah, Heather, I'm seeing your comment, love, and I'm going to get to you in 1 second because we've just started talking about Mercury already. I think that's it. Other than March 14th, the following weekend on Saturday, we have the lovely Elizabeth Lone from Conscious Creations coming to Oracles of the Light to host an Astrology 101 beginner birth charts class. So if you are interested in learning how to understand the beginning, or I should say navigate the beginning aspects of your birth chart and just kind of starting to get a little bit of a hold on that, you definitely want to consider taking this class. Elizabeth is wonderful. I've had her break down parts of my chart as well as my son's, and my mind has been blown. So she's coming out to kind of teach us the beginners, walk us through how we can interpret our own charts. And she will be at Oracles in person March 14th. It is a Saturday, I believe 2 p.m. The events are created, so just check it out for certain because I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Again, on Oracles of the Light and Magical Me. Okay. All right. So I think that's it for right now. Let's go and get into the empathy forecast. Okay, sweetheart, thank you so much. I will absolutely ask him, and I will post it and let everybody know because, yeah, it's absolutely, when things are in person, it's great to be able to have things in person, but it does limit as to who can see. So, yeah, absolutely get that, and I hope so. We'll see what happens, okay? Hi, Nicole. Welcome. All right, did I miss anything else? Ingrid, welcome, beautiful. Thank you for being here. All right, so empathy forecast really quickly, and then I'll get into the Moonday message. Where do I start? With Mercury, we'll do that. Let's see what Heather said, because I know she was asking how everyone is faring the first day of retrograde. It's been fabulous in my household. Insert sarcastic sighs. Getting off to a great start. Amen, sister. So I was just saying in the beginning today that I was trying to upload like a 15-minute reading, which doesn't usually take that long with my internet connection. Usually takes about 10 minutes or so to upload the reading. And I walked away, and when I came back, it was still uploading. It was like hours later. So definitely already something's happening with Mercury. You know, Mercury going retrograde means that the planet Mercury seems to stop and go backwards in reverse direction. It does not really do that, but I think it just slows itself down so that it does actually appear to be going backwards, but it really isn't. Mercury is the ruler of communication, travel, and technology. So that does mean, as well as the throat, everyone. So that does mean that those areas will kind of go a little bit haywire at that time, or at this time. It will be in retrograde for the next 3 weeks. So here's what we're going to talk about with that. Mercury is an opportunity. Everybody says, oh boy, you know, and I know, I do it too. Oh no, you know, Mercury's in retrograde and blah, it's going to make everything miserable. Here's really what the purpose of this is. It's all about the RE. Okay, so retrograde, it's all about reflection, relax, rest, realization. Also, to me, it's about resurrection and giving birth to new ideas. It's really an opportunity when things go haywire to stop, take a look at them, and really reflect on how things could be done differently and resurrect some, the ideas or the whole idea or the whole way that you planned on doing something. So that's really what it's about. It's about reevaluating things. So I know that it does make for a whole lot of struggle and a whole lot of frustration, but it's really time for us, like the beautiful Bree said in the beginning, trying to just make us slow down. And that's really important, because slowing down is how we can really, stop and smell the roses and really see what is going on that we won't ordinarily notice because we are so fast-paced. Most of us really do live in fast-paced societies, you know. So life is all about the go, go, go. It's all about time. Everybody's got to be here on time. And, you know, time is just an illusion. It doesn't really exist in the other realms. So it's really about taking the time out to stop and really rest and reflect and go over things and reevaluate the way that you're doing things currently. Could you be doing something differently? I know that car things have been coming up a lot over the past weekend. I don't know if I told you all this, but last year, my husband, his car was actually stolen from right out in front of our house. And for whatever reason, you know, we were able to fortunately get the vehicle back. However, the keys were missing. They did not leave the keys in the vehicle when we found it. So without being able to get the keys replaced, the car kind of sat for almost a year, because the process of what we needed to do and go through to get these keys was just more headache than it was worth, and we just kind of like put it on the back burner. This whole past weekend has been spent with us finally getting this vehicle towed all the way to the dealership and having to deal with all of the things that came along with fixing the car since it was sitting for almost a year. So it's been an entire weekend of me dealing with car stuff. So vehicles, travel, it may all be impacted this week. So again, it's an opportunity for me. It was to finally wrap this situation up that had been kind of hanging in, the air for almost a year. Part of that also is about wrapping up. There's a whole karmic cycle attached to that it's really about clearing up and wrapping up. So that's finally taken care of. But I know also Lindsay just had something happen with her car where it was finally like done. She just got herself a new car. Thank goodness, and congrats to her. We just got my daughter a car for her 18th birthday because she'll be turning 18 in 2 months, and she'll be getting her driver's license next month. So lots of vehicle stuff. So again, when it comes up, it's an opportunity to reflect on the why. Is there something that you needed to see? Is it preventing you from something worse happening down the road? Is it time to maybe take care of some things that haven't been being taken care of with vehicles or with any travel? It's also advised to really be mindful when traveling because of the way that things are during Mercury retrograde. Throat. Yeah, Di. Hi, welcome, sweetheart. I didn't even see you sneak in. Di says my throat was bothering me this morning. Right before I sat down to do the moon day, I started having this heavy, clearing needing to happen. So I usually call on Archangel Gabriel when it comes to communication, but I will tell you all that you can still call on Archangel Gabriel for throat and for communication. However, Archangel Michael has been coming in fierce this week. I pulled him 3 times in my own personal cards in the last 3 days. Also, I don't know if you are following Oracles of the Light, but Karen has just started a weekly Angel of the Week message. So every Sunday she posts a new angel that steps forward to work with us as a collective and gives a bit of information background on that angel and how you can work with them in your life. It was Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael is also connected to Mercury. So you can call on Archangel Michael to assist you when it comes to the throat, when it comes to the communication issues, and needing to speak up and speak your truth. Because he does carry the sword of truth, which is essentially all about communicating and standing in your power or in your truth and expressing yourself truthfully and honestly as well. So he's also the protector angel, so you can call him in. And I do want to talk about him again in a little bit more in a second. But yeah, so Mercury also does come up with the communication for miscommunication during retrograde. So this is also another opportunity to be mindful about how you are communicating, how you are expressing yourself. Are you being understood by the other person? Because there is so much miscommunication happening right now, misunderstandings happening. So just be mindful when you're communicating. I am actually working with Chrysocolla today because that to me is very much about heartfelt communication. So it embodies the throat and the heart. But you can work with Amazonite because that is another throat-heart compatible stone. Because when Mercury goes retrograde, you want to speak your truth. It's like you can't help it. But it doesn't always come out kindly. And so it's about honoring, not indulging. All right, so remember that this week. Honor, don't indulge. We definitely have that opportunity to go there. But speak your truth with compassion, with love and kindness. So I like to work with stones that are not just for my throat, but ones that also embody the heart chakra as well as the throat. So Amazonite is one of them. Chrysocolla is another one. Larimar is another one. Let me think if there's anything else. But then, of course, you could work with very soft, subtle throat chakra stones like angelite. Blue lace agate is another one. So stones like that, they're going to help with the communication. Anything that's, I've got labradorite with me right now, but this is more so helping me anchor and ground. But it does have those beautiful blues and greens. So I would say even maybe labradorite helping. Okay. Hi, Laura. Hey, Linz. Welcome. Bree says, Andy is leaving today overseas. I'll be lighting an extra protection candle for his safe travels when I get home from shopping. Oh, okay. Yes, safe travels to him. No fear. That's important. No fear, because, that just disempowers us and actually creates and adds negativity to the situations. But what you can do is just, again, call in the protection, like I said, Archangel Michael, and he can also do the same. What I also like to do when I travel is to protect my luggage. I actually kind of do a little protection chant or spell, if you will, just stating that my luggage will be safe, it will be attached to me, it will be travel with me everywhere I go and will not be separated from me. So something like that as well. You could do that, okay? But yeah, safe travels. Extra mindfulness on any ticket purchases or things like that. Mercury is also about, it's important to not enter into any contracts at this time, because it's really said that things really aren't fully clear and revealed at this time. Mercury has this whole, like when it goes backwards like that, it's kind of like whole shadowy aspect of things. So I would say that not all the details are always revealed. So it is important to not sign on any dotted lines if possible for the next 3 weeks, to kind of hold out on any contracts, deals, things like that. And if you have to and cannot get around it, really thoroughly triple check any fine print beforehand, okay? All right. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else. One last thing with Archangel Michael. So he has been coming in for, I said, a couple days now. Not just in my readings, also in some other people's readings that I know. And what he is communicating is that there is this powerful transformation that is occurring, and Mercury is actually facilitating it. It has to do with our emotions and our mental state. Our mental body is really what I'm going to say. The mental body is just another one of our layers. So we have, the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and then we have our spiritual body. It's a lot more in depth, but I just want to I want to keep it simple. So for those of you who are like, oh, there's more than that. Yes, you are absolutely right. But I would like to keep things simple. So the mental body is having a massive expansion, is how I really am seeing it. And so what he showed me was, he showed me a grid, and on the grid it's like our network where we're plugged into, okay? This grid is the old program that we're running on. So what's happening is we're being slowly shifted into the higher grid, which is the new paradigm, okay? And as we shift onto that new grid and we get kind of plugged in, anything that isn't serving that grid is going to start to come up for release. So the old mental processes are coming up pretty heavy right now for a lot of us. Some of you may have noticed that feelings of lack of self-worth, very self-defeating thoughts coming up at this time. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy to anyone or worthy of love, or, I can't get ahead and I keep getting stuck. There is this dark, shadowy energy that's kind of hanging over. I see it as like one of those dark clouds. It's kind of hanging over our mental process right now. But it's for a good reason, because this cloud is to absorb and pull out from our thought process and our program of anything that is not in alignment with love, which is the new program. So it's like our higher mind, that higher self, is that consciousness is descending. But it can only descend so far. We have to rise and meet up with that, okay? So as we do that, that old is being separated. How does it get separated? It comes up to the surface, not for you to indulge, for you to acknowledge, for you to bring awareness to these feelings. I know I heard somebody say that somebody who I know just recently said something about smoking cigarettes and how they just feel defeated with the whole cigarettes holding them back, was literally what they said. And I said, well, here you go. The choice is yours. And while it might not be an easy task, you have the ability to choose to change it. So ask yourself, instead of defeating yourself by saying, the cigarettes just aren't serving me, but I just can't get away from them. What can you do to change that? So sitting down and asking yourself those questions when these self-defeating thoughts, behaviors, or even emotions come up. I had a situation too with my son where he was making a decision that, as a mama bear, scared the life out of me. And I wanted to pull him down and hold him still and say, absolutely not. I can't let you go here. I can't let you make this decision. It's just, it brings so much negativity and fear up. And then I had to go through the process. I did. I bawled my eyes out. I had to go through the process. I had to deal with it because then I had to say, okay, Jamie, what are you so afraid of? The obvious. But also, it was more about what you were putting me through if you make this decision. And I had to stop and I had to realize that this was a necessary shadow. It was important for me to honor my feelings. I had to cry it out. Guys, I was ugly face sobbing. But that was part of my healing. I acknowledged that where it was coming from. And I did also then acknowledge that I'm just his temporary guardian here. I'm his spiritual guide. It's time for me to let him make his choices, even the ones I don't agree with. And understand that this also, even though it might be still a struggling phase for him, it's actually part of the journey and experience that's going to help transform him from the big perspective, seeing from the big picture. Because if I look back on my life and all of those things that I've struggled through, all of those things that I've experienced, all those things my mom said not to do, that I did, hard as it was, she couldn't have saved me from those choices. I had to indulge in those things because they shaped me. Those experiences made me who I am today. So I had that reflection moment, and it's not as heavy on my heart today. And I'm kind of coming to acceptance, though it's still not real. And he hasn't 100% made his decision. But I'm taking it day by day, and I'm allowing him to make his choices and just guiding like a spirit guide would, as best I possibly can. Our spirit guides probably look at us every day and say, why? Why did you do that? But at the end of the day, they just keep sending their signs and their messages no matter what, right? So unconditional love. So these shadows that are coming up right now, they are important that they are coming up. It is important for you to honor them, but not indulge them. Acknowledge them. Understand them. Give them their space to breathe. And then make your peace with how you are going to change them. Come up with your plan. Ask yourself the questions. Okay, so now what do I do? How can I change A, B, and C? How can I live more authentically or in my power? If I have this obstacle in my path, what can I do about it? Don't allow yourself to fall victim to those self-defeating thoughts and patterns. Rise up. Transcend. Find the light because it is there. And if you need help, the oracles and I are always here to give a little bit of outside guidance and insight if necessary. Okay. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Caitlin. Welcome. Ange says the magic and the alchemist, the believing into the knowing. Absolutely. That's really what this process is about. You're right, Ange. It is about alchemy. It's about transforming, transcending. Okay. So that is my empathy forecast, while very long and not as brief as I intended. I feel like it was very necessary. And again, Archangel Michael is here with us this week. He is the angel of the week, but he is the angel of the all-time. You can call on it. All angels are non-denominational, guys. It does not matter what you practice, what you believe. Angels will assist when asked. We do have free will as humans, so lots of times people will say, well, why did this happen? Why didn't anyone assist me? Did you ask? Because you are a powerful being, so you have your own free will. You have to give permission. Angels can show up whether or not you called them. Absolutely, I've seen them. But that doesn't mean that they're intervening. They can be there. Their presence can come in and comfort you, show you, but it doesn't mean that they're intervening. So Again, permission is key. If you need help, ask. Okay? All right. Without further ado, I'm going to get into the Oracle guidance reading for the week. It's not going to be a surprise that I am working with Cheryl Yambrick Rose's Transcendent Journeys Oracle. This is her new deck. If you have not seen my unveiling of it, the replay should still be there on Magical Me. I did an unveiling or a reveal of this deck the day that I received it, and went through all the cards and talked about my experience with all three of Cheryl's decks, how they really did help me on my spiritual journey and my time in getting to know Cheryl as well, who is an incredibly beautiful woman, very gifted. So this deck is available on US Games at this time, and it is also available on Blue Angel Publishing. So without further ado, let's see what guidance comes forward. Hey Deb, welcome. You made it perfect timing for the reading. The news and announcements and the energy forecasts are available on replay. Woo. I'm going to take this card. I didn't ask yet, but I'm taking it. So we're going to get 2 cards. So what guidance comes in for the world as a collective's highest and greatest good for the week of February 17th, 2020? Ha! I love this. All right. So, the first card I actually shared last week because Cheryl actually had shared this on her page last week. So I shared it to Magical Me. So you've all seen it already. Oh, did she, Shelley? Oh, which one did she get? Oh, I love her decks. As you all know, I'm not going to go all fangirl again, but I love the decks. They're amazing. Biggest part of my journey, I think, or biggest helper on my journey, I should say. So yeah, her decks are just amazing. All right, so I did share this card last week on my page because Cheryl pulled a card and she shared it on her page, so I shared it. I love this card. I love this image. It is number 10, which is essentially a 1. However, because I have a tarot background, and numerology only recognizes single digits up to 9 and then master numbers, but in tarot, they actually recognize the number 10 because it is really about the end of the Fool's journey. So the very beginning of the tarot deck, the Fool is the number 0 and embarks on this new beginning, this new adventure, really kind of blindly walking through this path. But by the time the 10 comes around, it is about the end of the journey now. This is about coming to completion and mastery. So 10 is really about coming to the end of something, which really makes sense about what we were talking about with that paradigm shift that's happening right now, or the mental program. I know I say program and it sounds like a computer, but that's just the best way that I can explain it. So really it's that state of consciousness where our higher consciousness wants to merge or align with our physical consciousness. So that coming together is really kind of bringing about the end of the old, running that old program, if you will. So now it's about this number 1, which is rebirth, new beginnings, forward movement, and positive energy, okay? So the card is Claim Your Power, and it is the Lady of Avalon. It's beautiful. Heart chakra in the background there, which is Glastonbury Tor, and actually Michael's Tower. Beautiful. All right, so you can see this goddess woman, the Lady of Avalon, standing here very much in her power. She is both the shaman and the representative of the goddess energy. So she is very much standing here in her power, in her presence, and that is really where we are being guided into this week. So the communication is key. Again, heartfelt communication is key. And the reason for that, again, is because our throat chakra is also about expressing ourselves truly and honestly, authentically. How we anchor or assert ourselves. One thing to have your mind and your knowing, right? But I tell everybody it's like that with manifesting, is that, having something in your mind just keeps it in the, kind of like how I see like the etheric layer. It doesn't make it physical. When you actually take it from your mind and put it out into the universe, you are birthing it into the physical world. So this is how something becomes manifest. So expressing yourself truthfully is really how we come into our power. Also, doing what resonates with your soul is also expressing yourself truthfully here. Really kind of going for what it is that you are called to. So this week we are really being guided to claim our power. So what does that mean? It's one thing to, stand in your power, to, assert yourself, to communicate it, but how do you claim it? So you have the opportunity of change right in front of you. It was like the situation I shared with my son, even the situation with the person with the cigarettes. Both situations were disempowering. They were crippling to our sovereignty. The situation where fear came up for me regarding my son's choices and keeping him at, as part of my job was to protect. But he is no longer a child anymore. And so really essentially, not only was I holding him still for his well-being, but for my well-being. But my well-being was because it was based on fear, because I was afraid of what would happen when he takes these big steps forward. So fear it will render you helpless. It will destroy you. So that in itself was crippling for me. The person with the cigarettes, the same thing. This is something that's taking away their free will, their power. So this is the opportunity for this week for us to recognize what it is in our lives that we are allowing, my friends, because we're all allowing. It's our choice to stay in those places. What we are allowing to disempower us, to keep us hostage and bound to the old, preventing us from breaking free and flying into this new way, to the new life that is all about us living how we want to, living on our terms. So we are taking back our power by claiming it. This is not going to serve me anymore. This is not going to stop me anymore. So I'm going to release it. So I claimed my power by recognizing what I was doing based on fear. And then I stood in my power. The way to become fearless, my friends, is not by giving in to fear. It is by doing something in the face of fear, by knowing how afraid and scared you are, but stepping boldly forward anyway. That is becoming fearless. That is claiming your power. That is not allowing anything to take away from you. So, this week is all about doing that in which serves us and takes us back into our truth, into our authenticity. There was another card that came out. That was the card that actually flew out. The next card is a 12, which is essentially a number 3. 3 is the number of creation or creativity. It's also the number of a cycle coming full circle all the way back around. That's what I talked about in some of those examples. Situations that are coming back around for us to reflect upon, that are being brought up into our awareness to acknowledge, to recognize, to reevaluate, to reflect on what it is that we could be doing differently. So that's how the 3 works with cycles coming all the way back around. They're coming up for clearing, release, or reevaluation, possibly for resurrection. 3 is also, again, that number of the creation. So what are you birthing? What are you going to put out into the world, into the universe? Starting new chapters and new cycles. Hey, Tor. Welcome. So I am on the Moonday reading message. Actually, I just pulled 2 cards, and I will go back and show you the other one. But thank you for popping in and being here. So this card is Go Back and Refresh. The 9 Maidens of the Kaliak. Okay. What I love about this, for example, the 9 Maidens of the Kaliak. So we just talked about the number 10 and how, to me, it's very similar to the number 9 with numerology. 10 in tarot kind of works out the same way. So 9 represents the end of a major journey. Sometimes it's not desired, sometimes it is. But the fact of the matter is, it is the end of the journey. It is now about you just kind of wrapping it up and closing out the old and just kind of, tying up loose ends, if you will. So with the 9, we are not only closing out an old cycle or ending a major chapter in our life, but we are achieving a major goal with that 9 energy as well. This is the culmination of 3 by 3. So really the situation has come all the way back around full circle for the final time as an opportunity for you to now stand on that threshold of the birthing of the new. But before you do, it's about really recognizing and reflecting on where you're at, how far you've come, and how are you going to take that bold step forward. What is it that you have to finally tie up and wrap up and kind of send it packing or send it off, if you will. So achieving and completion. This is a checkpoint. You get to level up now. All right. But the card says go back and refresh. So to me, it's telling us to take that pause as well. Take a step back and reflect on, which is very much in the examples that I gave regarding my son and the other situations. Really about going back and reflecting on the situations that are now coming back around for you to let them go. Are you going to let them go? That's your choice. It's not going to be forced. This is something that you do have to look at yourself and acknowledge. The same thing with the cigarettes that I told you the example of the person that mentioned the cigarettes. It's a choice. You want to make the changes. You feel it. The energy is there. It's pushing you to really expand and really take flight. But it is your choice to do so. So sitting down and reflecting on how far you've come, all the situations that are currently coming back up in your life, and how are you going to make the changes to do things differently. To really take charge of your life and your circumstances. And what I like about this card is, to me, it appears to be the same woman. Even though it's really not, it is the 9 maidens, but it does appear to me to be the same woman. And what I'm looking at in this card is the fact that she's started out on her journey here, like when I told you about the Fool in tarot. She started out on her journey. She's walking the path, and in each position, she's a little different. She's someone else, or there's something different going on, until she finally comes back down in front of that tree, and she's resting, and she's taking a look at herself all along the way and seeing where she could have done things differently and how can she do that now. Because really, that's all that we have control of, is the now. Not the past, not the future, just the now. All right? So again, this week, claim your power. Taking back your power from anything that disempowers you by resting, reflecting, and restarting. As I told you, that word resurrect was kind of hanging out there in the beginning for me, so I'm going to stick with that. So we are breathing new life into ourselves and into our circumstances, and figuring out ways that we can successfully move forward without being hindered by fears, by the shadows that are coming up with this Mercury retrograde, fears, doubts, and the self-defeating thought processes and old programs that we're running on. Okay? All right, everybody, I hope that you enjoyed those messages and the lovely Cheryl's new deck. Hey, Ricky. Welcome, girl. I'm glad you made it. So anything that you missed, there's the energy forecast, the news and announcements, anything that you all missed, you can go back and check on the replay once I'm done airing live here, okay? So last but not least, for those of you hanging out to the very end, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. We are going to move into the mudras. Okay. Art through the eyes of the soul. Yes. I love that one. That was my first one. I don't know if you got to see the unveiling that I did for Cheryl's deck the other day. I talked all about that deck and how it was really a huge part of my journey. So, all right. So we are going to get into the mudras. Why do I work with mudras? Because they are a way for us to literally take our power, claiming our power, into our own hands. Literally. All right. So mudras. These are, it's an ancient technique, most commonly used, or most renownedly used, I should say, by the ancient Tibetan monks. The word mudra itself comes from the ancient Sanskrit language, which is believed to be one of the original forms or a form of light language. So the words themselves actually are healing and hold power because it's all about frequency and sound and those vibrations that are created when you say these words. They are actually sending out or creating some sort of healing or movement within your energy body. So the mudra word itself translates to seal, which is kind of like an energy seal to me, or I see it as like a button instead of a seal, but you know what I mean. So it's literally like a button that is activated. So you create these seals utilizing your palm chakras. Hey, Barbara. Welcome, beautiful. I am on the mudras, but you know you'll be able to watch anything back that you missed on replay. So you create these seals with your palm chakras, as well as your fingers, which are, they act as triggers because each finger is connected to the elements. So each mudra that you form with your hands, so you form these different gestures or seals, you know, see people going like this, oftentimes I tell everybody this, I catch myself talking, making mudras all the time, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. Yeah, that's mudra. So we're doing mudras all the times with our hands, and we just don't even realize it. But by forming these symbols and gestures with your hands and channeling energy, intention, and breathing into your hands or your body at the same time, you are actually channeling energy into your chakras or energy centers. Your chakras rule over your four main bodies in your biofield, and enables you to trigger healing or the flow or movement of life force or pranic energy through your body to awaken and activate these energy centers to ensure that your energy is flowing the way that it should be. Because when we go through certain situations in our life, certain traumas, events, coming into contact with stagnant or chaotic energy, we can actually block our chakras, shut them down, and that prevents the pranic flow from moving through our energy field and through our body, through our energy centers, which then can create physical illness, mental disease, as well as emotional disorders. So using mudras can activate, open, and promote the flow of energy to all of those centers and those energy bodies for your overall well-being. It can alleviate blocks on your physical body, so alleviating certain ailments and illnesses. It can awaken your spiritual body to bring forth illumination and enlightenment. Consciousness expansion. So they are incredibly powerful and have an array of uses. There are thousands of mudras out there. You can work with many different ones. You can work with one. You can work with whatever you want to, and they literally take only a few moments to work with. So very positive, very powerful, but so powerful that sometimes they do come with caution. If you do already suffer from certain physical issues, some of these mudras can actually overstimulate the area and cause a bit of irritation. So if there is a caution when we do a mudra, I will let you know in advance, and you can make the choice to use the mudra or not use the mudra. Angie Walters, my beautiful soul sister from Crystal Essence Healing, is also tuning in live with us right now. She works with mudras all the time, much more in depth than my card deck gives us the information on, which is Mudras for Awakening the Energy Body by Alison DeNicola. And she often, when the mudra comes out, she will comment with a chant or a mantra that you can use instead of doing the mudra, so that it will actually, so you can actually work with the benefits of it, but you're not doing what is going to cause some of the aggravation or irritation to any of your physical issues you may have going on. She also does share a bit of information as far as the deities that are connected and associated to these mudras. So working with one mudra can connect and activate all chakras at once, or some work specifically with certain chakras. So very powerful. I'm going to pull a card, see what mudra comes forward for us all to work with this week, to literally take the message of the Moonday message and apply it utilizing, working with our hands, but it also does facilitate that growth that we may need to tap into this week. And then I will post it on my page, and you can work with it all week long by saving it to your device. And if you choose to do it along with me today, you can, right? I think that's it. Welcome back, Bree. Okay. So let's see what mudra comes forward to assist the collective for the week of February 17th, 2020. Ooh, I don't know if we pulled this one before. It is the Mira Mudra, and it is dubbed Nourishment in this deck. So that makes some sense too with what we have going on. We talked a lot about the creative energy, getting ready to birth something new. This is our sacral chakra, connected to our sacral chakra, I should say, which is our creative center. So all about awakening that creative fire. So it assists with inner nourishment, breath, and serenity, promotes abdominal breathing, provides relief for asthma, supports the reproductive, eliminatory, and urinary systems. It directs the breath to your sacrum, lower back, and pelvis. There are no cautions with this one, so everyone is free to participate if you choose. So we'll do this one together. I will guide you through this, and then again, I will post it on the page after I'm done airing live. Save it to your phone, your device, and work with it once a day, all week long, and it's just going to further facilitate the growth that needs to occur. Angie says, Mira actually translates to ocean, which is very sacred feminine as well. Reminds me of grandmother ocean, how that creative energy from the womb of the earth. Flow, we've been talking about flow, yeah, flow and breathe. Awesome. Love this. All right, so here we go. So to do this one, you just join the tips of your thumbs to the tips of your pinkies on the same hand. Okay? It's like this. Gotta put this down. Okay? They can't see with the reflection. And then you are going to extend the other fingers up and join the tip of the ring fingers together. Okay? I know it's going to do this. My camera is inverted today, and it's throwing me all off. So I keep thinking my right is my left, and it's really not. Let's see. Okay. Yep, good. All right. And then what you're going to do is just allow your hands to rest in your lap just below your navel. So you're not going to be able to see, but ring fingers. Okay. Just below your navel, that womb center. I want you to close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Straighten your spine. And take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Hold. And release, blowing the breath out of your mouth. Channeling that energy into your hands, into your sacral. Again, nice deep breath in through your nose. Hold. Release. Last breath in through your nose. Hold. Release. And you can state, my natural breath flows in calm and nourishing waves. My natural breath flows and calm and nourishing waves. My natural breath flows in calm and nourishing waves. And so it is. And you can open your eyes. And that's it. And Angie says you can also chant the sounds and so hum, chanting them over and over again, working with the mudra or without the mudra is incredibly powerful. Okay? I hope everybody feels nice and flowy now. I feel nice and relaxed. So, all right, everybody, thank you so very much for being here with me this evening and spending the hour with me. I hope that you benefit from both the mudra as well as the message and the information I shared regarding Mercury and how you can best move along with it. Nice and grounded, everybody. Keep yourselves nice and anchored. Remember, stand back, breathe, and pause before processing things and reacting to anything, okay? All right, have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you all on next Monday. However, I would like to remind you that I have started doing the Wednesday Twin Soul Cast readings, so I will post that on Wednesday morning, hopefully, fingers crossed, Wednesday morning, as well as Karen from Oracles of the Light has begun sharing the weekly angel message, and she will be posting them on Sundays. If you have not already seen, Archangel Michael's post is available on Oracles of the Light. Love and blessings. Take care.